In a mist-covered valley where the wind whispered through bamboo groves, there lived a young man named Ravi. He wasn't clever by any standard. His memory often failed him. He spoke slowly, hesitantly, and forgot things moments after hearing them. People in the village would smile at him gently, but they never asked for his advice. He was, in their eyes, harmless but simple. Yet Ravi had something rare, a heart that listened. One morning, as the village market bustled, a revered monk passed through. His robes were worn, his footsteps soft, but his eyes held a calmness that stilled the air. Ravi watched him from a distance, fascinated not by power, but by peace. Later that day, he found the monk sitting beneath a banyan tree, sipping tea alone. Without hesitation, Ravi sat near him and asked, "Master, how did your mind get so quiet?" The monk looked at him, surprised by the question. Not because it was rare, but because it came from someone no one had ever taken seriously. "You really want to know?" the monk asked. Ravi nodded. "Then come to the monastery, not to study, just to be." So the next morning, Ravi packed a bundle of rice and followed the monk through the hills. He said little. He didn't ask what he would learn. He simply walked. At the monastery, the days moved slowly. The other disciples read ancient texts, sat in long meditations, recited chants in perfect unison. Ravi struggled. He fell asleep during meditation. He couldn't remember mantras. Once, he tried to dry wet robes by laying them over a sacred fire. The monks were appalled. They laughed quietly when he walked by. Some whispered, "Why is he here?" But the old monk never scolded him. Instead, one morning he handed Ravi a wooden bucket and pointed to the pond. "Your task," he said gently, "is to fetch water and wash the temple steps. Every day, no matter the weather." Ravi accepted without complaint. Each morning, before the others stirred, he would rise. He'd walk to the pond, fill the bucket, and pour water over the stone steps. Slowly, deliberately, he scrubbed each corner, clearing away dust, dried leaves, sometimes bird droppings. By midday, the steps would glisten under the sun. But the next morning, they were always dirty again. This went on for weeks, and though his back ached, Ravi kept washing. He said little. He just worked. One afternoon, while pouring water over the same spot he had cleaned just the day before, he sat down and stared. The same dirt, the same task. Again and again, he went to the monk. "Master," he said quietly, "I clean every day, but the dirt always comes back." The monk smiled. "So?" Ravi hesitated. "So, what's the point?" The monk replied, "The point is not to make the steps clean forever. The point is to clean them every day, because every day the dust returns." Ravi was silent. Then something shifted. "My thoughts are like that too," he said. "Even when I feel clear, the next day I'm filled with doubt again. Fear, anger." The monk nodded. "Yes, the mind is like the temple steps, and you are learning how to wash it." That evening, for the first time, Ravi didn't feel small. He didn't feel foolish. He just felt steady. From then on, each time he carried the bucket, he carried it with awareness. He noticed how the water rippled in the light. He heard how the wind moved between the trees. He noticed how even the filth had a rhythm. Other monks began to watch him, not mock him. Something about his quiet presence had changed. It was as if his peace had grown roots and it was beginning to bloom outward. One day, the head monk gathered the disciples. "Today," he said, "Ravi will speak." A ripple of surprise moved through the hall. "Ravi? The one who never remembered sutras? The one who cleaned?" Ravi stood barefoot and simple. He didn't carry notes, just the empty wooden bucket in his hand. "I don't know many words," he began. "I forget verses. I forget names. But every morning I fetch water. I wash the steps. And every morning they are dirty again." For a while, I thought I was failing. He looked at the bucket. "But then I saw that the cleaning is the practice. The care I give, the attention I bring, that is the teaching." He paused. "My mind gets dirty too. Every day. Worries return. Frustration. Distractions. But I don't fight them now. I just clean. Gently. With patience." He bowed. "That is all I know." The room was silent. Then the head monk said, "True wisdom is not always loud. Sometimes it comes in the sound of water on stone. From that day on, Ravi was no longer overlooked. But he didn't change. He still rose early. He still carried his bucket. He still washed. Because he knew the steps would never stay clean. But the practice was not about the steps. It was about the heart doing the cleaning.